think. Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Saladana Virtual. Oh, thank you. Just want to disable this waiting room. Let's see. I did that. Okay. Good to see you. Oh, hey, Dennis. Can you hear me?
Shit.
It's not that.
Maybe. I can't hear you.
I can hear you, Dennis. That's funny. Maybe you've got to enable audio.
No. Can't hear.
I'm going to disable your mute. Put you on. There we go. Just to give you a little bit
Hey,
of.
Jim, I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can work with Dennis here a second. Dennis, have you enabled the audio of whatever device you're on?
Can't hear you.
Oh, right. Okay, let me see. And somebody was saying there's an echo.
Enable audio. How do I do that?
Hold on one second. Let me work with.
Enabled audio. The mute's off.
I'm going to tell him.
Is that one?
No, that's the mute.
Maybe you have to unmute. The other thing you can do is leave and then join it again.
I don't know what to do.
She has the same thought as me.
Okay.
Hopefully figure it out.
Okay.
Anyways, what I
Close out. I'm going to close out and try again.
what I wanted to say is that next Sunday, we're not going to do a group sit. We're going to be going down to Southern California to take care of some errands. And then in 2 weeks' time, if all goes well, I will be in Madrid. So maybe we'll do it from Madrid, probably like that. But I have a lot to get done. So I
It's all the way up.
worry about it next week. Let me deal with Dennis here. Let's see, because I might just kick him off. I'm going to take him out. Bye, Dennis. Do you want to remove? Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's see. See if I could get him to go. Okay, there he went. Hopefully you'll have success second time. Felt a little whoosh. So for today's meditation, I thought I would change the initial practice or the initial instructions just a little bit to be more aware of the whole body rather than doing a body scan. And then gathering the attention as we go. So just as an experiment, try to see if we could start off very broad, including the whole body, feeling whatever is alive emotionally, physically. And then over time, we'll try to gather the attention and then bring it to the breath. And then ending in the last few minutes with a more Vipassana style practice moving about. Dennis, can you hear me now? Okay, very good. And then I have kind of a treat for afterwards. I had signed up to receive daily emails from a local meditation center here in America, in Rochester. And what it's called the Daily Tejaniya. And for some of you who follow some of the more famous, you might say, teachers, Sayadaw U Tejaniya is a Burmese monk who's still with us. He's probably in his mid-50s, late 50s, and he's amazing. And he's really a teacher for many teachers here. And so I just thought we would just pick a few of his quotes. They're very short, pithy, and filled with wisdom, and just kind of talk about them. We'll just sort of randomly pick them because they're all good. They're all applicable. So I thought we'd do that after the meditation. Does anybody have a question or like to say something before we sit? No? Okay. So we'll sit for, 32 minutes, roughly 30 minutes, and then the end, reconnecting to the body for a couple minutes. Find my timer. Okay. So finding our posture. As we remember, maybe from last week, talking about the Zen views, Suzuki Roshi's teachings of the importance of our posture and how really that's all there is. That's all there is in this moment is us sitting. We are sitting, zazen, sitting meditation. And so try to feel this posture. Focus your mind to experiencing or feeling the posture, the body sitting. And maybe there's some aliveness in the body. Could be related to what you were doing right before you got on this call. Maybe some thoughts. Maybe just natural physical movements in the body, tickling, currents of energy, points of contact. Just enveloping or bathing the whole sitting body, the whole posture in awareness, in attention, in mindfulness. I especially like this practice if I have any nervousness that may be present or any contraction, feeling of fear or stress, or even any joy, any lightness. And so just holding these things with a broad awareness, a kindness, a lightness, and at the same time aware of them. feeling them, knowing them, whatever might be present. And now it's possible that you noticed or are noticing that the body is breathing, that there is a movement in the body posture as the breath comes in and goes out. So just being aware of the body breathing, being aware of the movement of the whole body as a result or due to the breath. You may notice it in the belly, in the chest, even in the shoulders, the whole torso. I'm even noticing it in the arms. As my torso moves, my arms slightly move as well. Now, this also can be the foundation or the anchor for your practice, the whole body breathing. And so when you notice the mind is thinking, that it has wandered away, you can just bring it back to the whole body breathing. This will be your home base. And as you feel more focused, more stable, or maybe this is your preference right away, is find one spot where the breath is most obvious and comfortable. So maybe that will be just at the belly or the chest, or maybe the most common at the nostrils. And see if you can rest your attention just on this one spot. And if it is comfortable for you, if there's not too much tension, not too much stress, let that be your anchor. That be your home base. But if you feel contraction, if you feel too much effort, then I recommend going back to the full body breathing. It tends to be more relaxed. And even if that's difficult, you can go back to the posture. And you can even kind of move within that range of full body to just a single point. And as always, if the body or the breath doesn't work for you, you can use as an anchor sounds. Being receptive to just hearing and letting the process of listening be your anchor. So just kind of playing with this. Maybe noticing if you're more concentrated with a single point or with a broad, open awareness. Finding what you like, what your mind likes, what it prefers, without putting too much emphasis on that. Again, just noticing that. Oh, my mind prefers the full body breathing. How interesting. We'll just play with that a bit. I'll be quiet. And because there's a lot of street noise here, I will also put us on mute. if you are struggling with lots of thought, you can always use labeling to help support your practice. So, for instance, with the breath, simply saying something like breathing in or inhaling, exhaling, or simply in, out. When we notice thought, we can say thinking, thinking, returning, in, out. Sometimes we just need to support our practice in this way for a few breaths, and then we can let the labeling go. Find that we're back on track. So now if you would like, you can allow the attention to follow whatever the mind finds most interesting, most alive. So we remain mindful, but we give the attention permission to move about. So maybe it'll go from the breath, the body, to sounds, to thoughts. Maybe there's discomfort or pain in the body. Whatever's most alive, we just stay with it until something else more interesting arises. The important part is to have a continuity of mindfulness, to have a continuity of kind awareness, just noticing whatever arises, knowing it, and when it passes, knowing the next object. Kind of a choiceless attention, you might call it. Good. So wherever your mind might be right now, your attention, just let that go. And let's come back to the body. Let's infuse the body with attention, with awareness. You could maybe start with the whole body, or if you like something more specific, maybe the belly, feeling the belly, feeling the torso, feeling the limbs, the head. And enveloping the whole body in awareness. Just holding it, bathing it. And then allowing the awareness to extend a little beyond the physical form into the energy field. Maybe you notice some sensation at the level of the skin. Sometimes you can almost feel electric, some static energy. And then imagining that you can extend your awareness to include everybody here on this call. Meditating together, practicing, embodying, and then remembering, recalling that we do this practice not only for our own well-being, our own happiness, but for the benefit of all, really. When we take care of ourselves in this way, for sure, we can be better global citizens, no? Be kinder, more understanding. And when you hear the sound of the bell, just be aware of what comes up. Any thought, any feeling. Not to judge it, but just to get to know ourselves better. Thank you, everyone, for supporting my practice, our practice, joining us in this way. Has been, not only very supportive, but an hour and a half of connection for me, very important connection. And we'll see, we might end up in this way again, but if things, at least in my life, kind of go as I plan, the next time we meet, I will also be in Spain. I'll be in Madrid. So we'll see how that, thank you, Nacho, how that manifests. Huh? And at some point, maybe we can even do it in person. Yay! So before I select, or I'm not even gonna try to pick myself, I'm just gonna let it be random, but is there anybody who has anything they'd like to say? Any questions about the meditation or something they want to share about the meditation? I am curious if anybody's willing to offer an answer to this as to whether the initiating the practice with a whole body connection, if you found that easier or more interesting than the body scan that we often do, or do you prefer a body scan to start, or none of the above? Maybe anybody have any preferences on that one, or did they like this starting with the whole body and then gathering in? Carlos liked it. I see that. Thank you. Good. Lara, Anna. Oh, lots of people. Oh, wow. Okay. I almost see a majority there. So, so maybe we'll do that. Yeah. Paxi, do you want to say something? You need to unmute yourself.
I think it was very satisfactory for me, and but I think it's not the best way for beginners. Maybe
Oh,
if
okay.
I think about myself when I was starting in meditation, maybe I would prefer at that point. I would prefer part by part start. But now
Okay.
it was okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and another very common way to start a meditation that's often taught, is with intentional breathing, with more like yogic breathing, deep breathing, to really get connected to the breath and the body breathing. That's very common also, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 deep breaths. And as you may remember, some of you, I think it's Bhikkhu Thanissaro Bhikkhu, he's still, after 50 years or whatever, 40 years of meditating, he still starts with intentional breathing. And I do that sometimes too. Sometimes I'll sit and I'm just thinking away. I might be in the posture, but my mind is masaya, right? It's who knows where. And then sometimes I'll use that deep breathing, and it's very clear to feel it, and then that grounds me in the body as well. But I would say the majority of the time I use this full body connection to start. Yeah, good. So is there anyone else who'd like to say something, or no? Okay, well, I'm just going to randomly pick these quotes from Tejaniya. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I did a search right in my email, so that they're all here, and I'm just going to pick one. All right, this will be July 14th, Daily Tejaniya, Craving, Aversion, and the Middle Way. So here's the quote. When we are able to observe craving and aversion correctly, they will slowly decrease as you are observing. They may decrease to the point that the mind comes back to neutral. When we can watch to the point that a defilement, right? So that's the craving and aversion is a defilement. When we can watch to the point that a defilement is neutralized in this way, that's the point where the mind now has the opportunity to realize, to understand. So as some of you know, the practice of the possible understand things clearly, to understand things. And we need the mind to be in a neutral place. If it's craving or aversion, pushing away, it's not in neutral. Just like our cars, right? Our vehicles, right? When we have our foot on the gas and we have it in a gear, we're not in neutral. We're going. Or you could put it in reverse, I guess, and go backwards. We want to get it into neutral. Let's try another one. This is July 8th. Shift your attitude a little bit is the title. Oh, it's a little bit longer. But so here a student asks Sayadaw, which by the way, for those of you who don't know, Sayadaw means teacher in Burmese. Much like Ajahn means teacher in Thai. And so you'll often hear their title, their name will have teacher in the title. So it'd be Sayadaw U Tejaniya or Sayadaw U Pandita. The Sayadaw part is teacher. So here the student asks the Sayadaw, I often just endure meditation until the end. I endure it, right? However, if I focus my concentration in my forehead, I feel very strong stability and I get a pleasant sensation in my head. Is it wrong for me to enjoy pleasant sensation and to want to keep meditating for that reason? Oh, I love this question. I'm going to say it again just to make sure we all can hear it. Is it wrong for me to enjoy pleasant sensation and to want to keep meditating for that reason, the reason of pleasant sensation? I don't remember reading this one, so we're going to find out together what is the answer. So the Sayadaw answers, you need to adjust your attitude towards practice a little bit. When you are practicing and the focus is on having a pleasant experience when you sit, then it's too hard and it's going to make you tired. To adjust your motivation, change what you consciously tell yourself before or during the meditation. Tell yourself that the purpose of meditation is to know what is happening as it is. I'll say that again. Tell yourself that the purpose of meditation is to know what is happening as it is. If what is happening is that you are enjoying a pleasant experience, then you will recognize and acknowledge that you are enjoying the experience. Recognize that, rather than just continuing to focus on a concentration object. Okay, so it's not about having a pleasant experience, it's about knowing you're having a pleasant experience. It's about realizing that. Okay, I like that answer. Sometimes I love, though, the pleasant experience, so I was worried he was going to say, no, you can't have a pleasant experience. He didn't say that. All right, let's try, we're going backwards in time here a little bit. July 2nd, how to cultivate a wholesome mind. And apparently these come in kind of groups. This is 7 of 9, so who knows? Maybe this is a little too random, but here is the daily Tejaniya for the 2nd of July. There are many different levels of unwholesomeness. In the beginning, we need to look at the gross manifestations. We need to discriminate between what is wrong and what is right. But if you then take a closer look and trace an unwholesome impulse back to where it started, you will see that it comes from one of the subtle unwholesome habits that you have developed. Wow. So when we look at the gross manifestations of unwholesomeness, so maybe like anger or hatred or greed, if you take a closer look, if we investigate, right, which is the second of the 7 factors of awakening, is to investigate. If you take a closer look and trace an unwholesome impulse back to where it started, you will see that it comes from one of the subtle unwholesome habits that we have developed. That's where it's difficult, right? Is we've all developed habits going back to when we were children. A lot of them we're not even aware of. They're just there. And they're the ones that can lead us to these more gross manifestations, right? Okay. Let's see, I'll do one more and then we can open it up for any questions or comments. So let's see, how far back should I go? I'm going to go all the way back to June 5th. So this is a short one. On June 5th, he said, be aware of your state of relaxation. Here's the quote. If you are continuously aware of your state of relaxation, you will become even more relaxed. Oof, this is not beginner stuff. This is great though. If you are continuously aware of your state of relaxation, you will become even more relaxed. It's funny, I was almost going to mention that during the meditation, something like that, but I thought less words are better. But I'll try to describe that in case it's not clear. So when we start to relax, there is a sensation to that, right? If we're really aware and we start to, the mind starts to relax, the body also will start to relax, and you can kind of feel it. It's just like, right? The opposite of when we're not relaxed, when we're tense, when we're agitated, everything is contracted. So you feel the opposite of that, this relaxation, this opening up. So if we actually put the attention on this relaxing feeling, we can go deeper into the relaxation. It creates this almost feedback loop. And, we might even notice waves of relaxing sensation. And it very much is connected to letting go. It's like we let go of whatever we're clinging to, a thought, an expectation, even a body part, like, right? If let's say we're focusing on the breath, we can get really clingy with it, really kind of get a grip on it, and we're not going to relax. We might be focused, but we won't be relaxed. As Suvacho told us a month ago or more, it's about relaxation and brightness. It's about both. And you don't just want to be awake, with too much brightness, because you'll create tension, you'll create contraction. So we want to relax. And the beauty behind this little teaching, I just love it, is that when you focus on the relaxation, there's the brightness. The brightness is present, but it is merging, you might say, with relaxation. So you're getting them both at the same time. And so it isn't like when we're really focused on the relaxation and we're allowing it to be the object, it's not going to cause us to just fall asleep, because there's a brightness there, there's an awareness there, there's an awakeness there. It's it's a very nice practice. I like it very much, just feeling it. Not easy for me. I'm a wound up dude, right? I am wound up tight. And so for me to let go is a big deal. And when I can do it, though, I can feel it. And then I'll try to do it again, and maybe I'll get another level of letting go, another level of letting go. Oh, it just feels so nice. Such a relief. Such a relief. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna, at least for now, I'll stop there. Is there anybody who would like to say anything? Do you have any questions for Tejaniya? No, I can't ask him, but by the way, though, he does offer, Nacho, I don't know if have you ever sat with Sayadaw Tejaniya? Nacho, no? Okay. I do believe that there's at least one teacher in Madrid who I think actually has practiced with him. You can actually go to his monastery in Miramar, in Birmania, and sit with him. Well, now I don't know, but normally he takes people all the time, and they get to sit with him. Including some of my teachers have sat with him, and they go back for a refresh. He was a commoner. He was a businessman before. He was a trader of some kind, and let all that go and became a monk. Anybody have any questions or like to say anything? Do you have any experience with him, or? I think Sally has sat with him. I'm quite sure. Well, if not, since we have a few minutes, I'll do one more. Let's do the most latest one, the most recent. Today's the 19th, right? Yes. Okay. Okay, so this will be the one for today. And by the way, you can get this from the Rochester Meditation Center if you'd like to sign up. Or just put in the daily Tejaniya. I could put it in the chat box in case you're interested. Okay, so here's the quote for today. Keep an eye on greed and meditate on it. Watch it. Watch the feelings and so on until they become less. And then let that teach you. Let that teach you. You know, one of my teachers, James Perez, he puts it this way about mindfulness. He says, mindfulness is the only mental quality that enhances wholesome states and diminishes unwholesome states. That's how powerful it is, right? So if we put our attention on relaxing, for instance, which is a wholesome state, it enhances it. When we put our attention on greed, on unwholesome state, it diminishes it. It's like magic, right? That was also a very short one. Okay, I'm going to do one more. Yesterday's. So it's kind of related to the greed. While you are doing your work, or whatever you are doing in daily life, become aware of what behaviors you are exhibiting, you are demonstrating, and how greed may be the motivator and how it's manifesting. Whenever you have time, you can take stock and observe the greed in this way. Again, on the theme of greed, that wanting, you know. In greed, when we translate the Pali word for greed, it really might be lust. Lust might be a more direct translation, lust, but it can mean any sort of wanting, right? Any sort of wanting more of what I have, more money, more health, even more whatever. But it's the greed itself, the wanting, that is a defilement, that is unwholesome. Related to desire, although there is a distinction a little bit between desire, because we can desire wholesome states, and this is a positive thing that we want to cultivate, such as enlightenment or peace or relaxation. Okay, so I don't drift too far off. No questions? Nothing? Or let me put, at least in the chat real quick to everybody, in case you're interested. I think you can just put that I'm putting on there in the internet, and that should give you the way to sign up. Did I spell it right?
No.
What did I miss?
Oh, no, you didn't.
You know, even though he's from Myanmar, he is not a Mahasi teacher. So Mahasi is, you know, for instance, Chema very much practices in the Mahasi tradition. David practices in the Mahasi tradition. So he has a background in that, but he's really kind of carved his own little thing that's really quite amazing and wise. Okay, well, if there's no questions or anybody who wants to share, we could do a little metta, loving kindness meditation. Does that sound good? Okay. So yeah, find, again, a comfortable posture if you don't already have one. And again, this, even though we're using phrases, we're using words, this is still an embodied practice. In fact, it might be just as an embodied practice as the Vipassana. It's a heart practice, you know, so we're down in the heart area, where we now know has more nerve endings than the mind had, the brain has. So I often put my hands here at my chest in my heart center, just so I can really feel that area, have that point of contact. So we're trying to cultivate. This is really what the Pali word for meditation, bhavana, means. It means to cultivate. So we'll cultivate goodwill. Metta is the Pali word. Maitri is the Sanskrit word of goodwill, or we sometimes translate it in English as loving kindness. So we'll start off with ourself. Again, starting off with ourself, make sure we take care of ourselves. For some people, it can be a little difficult, but give it a try. So we're going to send this positive energy, these positive words to ourselves. May I be well and healthy. May I be well and healthy. May I be safe and protected. May I live with ease and comfort. May I be happy. So next, we can go to an easy person, a benefactor, perhaps somebody you look up to, you admire unconditionally, you love unconditionally. You could also use, as we have been, the people who are on the front lines of the pandemic, people who are at risk, serving for the benefit of all the nurses, the doctors, the technicians, and even the regular workers in the street, the essential workers, we call them here. So just pick somebody or a group of people, and imagine sending them goodwill, metta. May you be well and healthy. May you be safe and protected. May you live with ease and comfort. May you be happy. And now, let's find somebody with whom we're having a little difficulty. We call this group the difficult person. So maybe somebody where there's a resentment, a little hurt, a little argument, difficulty. Just try to push yourself a little bit into offering this being, this person, some loving kindness, some metta. May you be well and healthy. May you be safe and protected. May you live with ease and comfort. May you be happy. And finally, we'll offer metta, goodwill to all beings without exception, in all directions. May all beings be well and healthy. May all beings be safe and protected. May all beings live with ease and comfort. May all beings be happy. And today, Anna Monica has a dedication that might apply a little bit more to us in the Americas, but hopefully you will feel the sentiment.
This dedication of merit was put together by a teacher named Kitty Costello. We dedicate any blessings from our time together to the indigenous people of this land, to all immigrants, to all who are descended from enslaved people, to all who suffer or have been made afraid by sickness, violence, prejudice, or economic insecurity, to all who have lost loved ones to violence. We send our fierce, compassionate wishes for the awakening of all in power who are deluded and causing harm to others. May all the animals of this earth be well and safe from harm, in the sky, in the sea, on the earth. May all climate and war refugees find safety. May all who have been abused be blessed with truth-telling, justice, and freedom. May we all have the courage to speak up and speak out when it is time. May we all be liberated from the illusion of separateness. May we all awaken together with true wisdom and compassion.
Thank you, Monica. Well, thank you very much. I'm happy to put together some small groups if there's interest in that. Can maybe wave your hand if you'd like to visit with some other folks. Okay. So I will do that. And if you don't want to do it, no problem. And yeah, I want to just, yeah, thank you for this. It's been great doing this from California, these 4 months. Wow, maybe longer, 4.5 months. And I hope to see many of you real soon in Madrid. And thank you for all your support and donations. Luis, I saw you made a donation again. Thank you so much to Donna Sila, our small foundation that we're using to help support teachers who are, many of them are struggling financially right now. So it's very much appreciated. Okay, so I will, let's see, do some breakout groups. We'll join one too. So we have a, oh, Julieta, no photo at all this time with Julieta. But so let's see what happens here. Maybe we'll do 3 groups. So then it'll just be 2. That'd be okay. Let's see what happens. All right, here we go.
Oh, I guess it's not joined until somebody joins.
Yeah. So would you like to join one? You've seen those 2. You want to go with Laura?
What about you? Where are you gonna go?
I'm going to leave, but you can do it if you want to.
Okay.
You want to join 3?
Sure.
Okay.